Hello, everyone, and welcome to Quality Shot. I've got with me Osman from Osman Speaks. How are you doing?
Alhamdulillah, great. What about you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm all good. I'm good. There's a lot of cricket going on. You know, the Pakistan squad just got announced for the Zimbabwe tour, and the Pakistan squads for Zimbabwe. So they've announced T20, ODI, and Test squad because they're going to be playing 4 2020s, 3 ODIs, and 2 Test matches. So in the 2020 side, and we've just mentioned a couple of the players. So Arshad Iqbal is going to be in a squad. So he's been rewarded for a good PSL so far. Haider Ali keeps his place. No Imad Wasim, no Fakhar Zaman, but Shajil Khan comes back in. And Mohammad Wasim Jr. gets called up as well. What do you think of the squad? The T20 squad?
Against Zimbabwe, I want Babar Azam to take rest. Shaheen Afridi, Babar Azam, and Mohammad Hafiz, and there are some other players also take rest and put a young side in the ground versus Zimbabwe. But I don't know why they select. Maybe they just want to get some runs or get some good forms. There are so many players who need to be in the good form, like Imran, Abed, and especially Pakistani openers. And Babar Azam also, he's not in so good form in red ball. So let's see what happened. Maybe Zimbabwe beat Pakistan in Pakistan. And what about Zimbabwe in Zimbabwe? Maybe we should concern, but I don't think so as much as concern. But it's all up to. I think Pakistan bowling will create a difference if we get with the Shaheen Afridi, Noman, and the proper bowling. So that's create impact. Otherwise, I think if we get chance to young guy, then maybe they face little bit difficult.
What do you think? In the T20 squad, there's no Imad Wasim. Are you surprised there's no Imad Wasim?
I heard from somewhere Ahmad is getting a place in the squad, but I'm not as much as surprised. There are so many options nowadays. You are going to a place where you need a fast bowling all-rounder, You are going to South Africa and Zimbabwe where you need a fast bowling all-rounder. And there is nothing wrong with Nawaz. Nawaz nowadays performing. He's performing. He is a great domestic season also. We don't see Ahmad Wasim in domestic season, red ball domestic season. So and Nawaz is bowling more than Ahmad. That's also the great thing. So you can check who's bowling good or not good. So I think Ahmad Wasim is only responsible for himself. He's not bowling so much. He's not betting in 4, 5, 6. He comes on 6, 7. So that's why. But I'm not as much as surprised because there are so many options.
No, I agree. There's a lot of options at the moment, and in the ODIs, and so Abdullah Shafiq's come back in the ODIs and Test match squad. Are you surprised that he's come back in?
I'm not surprised. He's a friend of Babar Azam. I'm not surprised. And Babar Azam really like Abdullah Shafiq. So he want to give more and more time to Abdullah Shafiq. To be honest, I don't watch so much Abdullah Shafiq batting, but I don't know about what kind of player he is. But I only heard one thing: he's so talented. From Babar Azam mouth, he's saying he's so talented. But let's see. But I think Abdullah don't get so many chances now. Look at the squad. I think let's see. We need to give proper chances to Abdullah. Then we will see what kind of player he is. Nowadays, he's in squad. I think he's not performing versus NZ, but he should face the pressure of international cricket. So international cricket pressure should be, Abdullah should be good in international circuit. So then he will get chances. But let's see. Maybe I think he will get chance against Zimbabwe. Yeah. I think so.
And were you surprised that Shajil Khan is in the T20 squad, or do you think he should be in there?
I'm a bit surprised because a lot of people have concern about Shirjeel Khan fitness. That's only hurdle in Shirjeel selection is Shirjeel fitness from last year. So maybe I'm a little bit surprised because we are hearing news, Miss, but don't want Shirjeel. But nowadays there is no authority. Miss, I have no authority in selection or even playing allowance. So it's only between Babar Azam and Mohammad Wasim Khan. So that's what I think. Wasim wants Shirjeel and Babar also wants Shirjeel because Babar is not in so much good form in T20 in all across. You can say not TSL in international circuit. So maybe that's why Babar wants someone in form T20 player, in form T20 specialist player. So and we saw in PSL like Shirjeel Khan hitting 4 sixes on 4 balls. That's not as much as easy. So that's why nowadays I think Shirjeel is red hot form.
I agree. And lastly on the Test squad. So you mentioned Dani, you've been really impressed by his red ball form. So he's been rewarded, um, and he's in the test squad. Are you happy about that? And would you like to see him play one of the tests or two?
I told you before I have a mixed feeling regarding Dani. Like he should be in the team or he should not be in the team. But Dani also follow the process. He's also performed very well in Qaid Azam Trophy also. That's not all about Multan Sultan performances. It's about Qaid Azam Trophy performances also, and that's why he say if he select in Multan Sultan basis, then he will be in the T20. Then he should be in the T20, but he's in the red ball form and red ball squad. That's why. But there are so many players, so I'm quite thinking about who should be in the 11 or not. Like there are Shaheen Shafridi, there are so many others. So I don't want to be suddenly he should get a chance, because on first in first option I will prefer Tabish.
Yeah,
Tabish deserve more than Dhani, and Tabish is also more and more experienced. Someone who have a 500 plus red ball wickets. That's such a great, he's just like a Wasim Akram of domestic. So I think Tabish deserve more than Dhani. Yeah, Dhani deserve, but Tabish deserve more than Dhani. All players should be in our long term plan, na? Not in like just one series, one match plan. We should, I really like about the selection. I told all things in my video now. Like I really like, that's the first time I really feel happy. They just go consistent with the players, consistent in selection. So that's great. I think Tabish deserve more than Dhani.
I agree. I agree with you. I was actually going to ask you about Darvish Khan, but you've already mentioned him, so that's perfect. But I agree with you. The selection seems to be quite consistent with people's form in specific formats. So as you said, Dani's performed well in the red ball, so in the Guardian Trophy, so that's why he's coming to this side. And similarly, if you've played well in the T20s, so someone like Arshad Iqbal, they're coming to the T20 side. Lastly, obviously no Yasir Shah. So they picked Naman Ali, Zaid Mahmood, and Sajid Khan. Are you surprised that there's no Yasir Shah?
Yeah, I'm quite surprised, and to be honest, I don't know. I just finished my video. Someone messaged me why there is no Yasir Khan in the test squad. I said, no Yasir Khan. I don't know. I'm quite surprised. Let's see now. I will watch the full press conference. Wasim also gave the excuse like excluded, included. So he also gave you a proper brief. I don't know about why he's not selected. Like just because of Yasir overseas performances, or Yasir is unfit. I don't know about the exact what happened with Yasir, but yeah, I'm surprised. There is no doubt about by that.
Yeah.
But when you select Yasir, then there is no option. But nowadays there are so many options. Zaid Mahmood is option, Noman is option, Sajid is option, and they all are performing in domestic season like from so long. So that's why I think, and Yasir overseas form is quite bad. He's so
Yeah,
bad,
his
and
his overseas form is not great. I think that might be why. Um, who would you pick as your spinner? Naman Ali, Zaid Mahmood, and Sajid Khan. Who would you pick as your spinner in the test side?
it's all about the opposition team combinations. If they have more left-handers, then definitely you will go with off spinner, Sajid Khan. If they have more right-handers, then you will prefer. Now Noman have automatic choice. He has a so great. We are thinking about Noman should get a chance versus South Africa or not South Africa. South Africa have two left-handers, Alger and Deacock, but Noman gets the wicket of both. So, anytime you have a concern about left-hander, spinner is just about how many left-handers other team have. But he takes the wicket of Alger. Alger is so good. Alger is such a quite serious player, and Deacock also. So that's why I think Noman should be automatic choice. And the now point is all about leg spinner and off spinner. And I think it should be about the next team. And next team, like if they have more left-hander, then definitely we should go with like off spinner. If they have a right-hander, then we should go with Zaid Mahmood.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting. I think Naman Ali, as you said, is a certain because he performed so well against South Africa. And as you said, like if you're skilled enough, if you're an off spinner and you're bowling against the right hander, if you're skilled enough, you'll get wickets. So I think, like you said, looking at left-handers and teams is important, but I don't think it's the be all and end all as I think you're alluding to as well. So I agree. Um, Before we wrap up, is there anything you want to touch upon before we finish?
Yeah, you know, I really feel good nowadays. There are so much international cricket. So smiles back on the face today, India versus England. I am quite excited about. And nowadays I have two channels, Usman Speaks 2.0, where I cover Indian cricket.
Okay.
So have you watched any video of Usman Speaks
Yeah, so I
2.0?
was going to ask you, so how come you've got two? So Osman Speaks, is that for just Pakistan cricket? And then is Osman 2.0 for other international cricket? Is that what it is?
And not a, you know, there's a, if we talk about international cricket, yeah, I am also planning about a third channel who cover the international cricket in English.
Okay.
But now we have to first cover, you know, it's about language barrier. We talk Urdu, Hindi in videos, and only India and Pakistani people understand Urdu, Hindi. So there is a little bit barrier. That's why now we have a first channel, and it's all about YouTube point of view also. YouTube puts your channel in different region, put your channel rank in different region. You know, some Pakistani channel rank in Indian region, and some Indian channel rank in Pakistani region. That's why we made this decision, like we should be separate, you know. And there are also YouTube point of view also. YouTube only send 2 notifications in a day. So if there are so many cricket, Pakistan, India, there are so much, so then people will miss, maybe I think this reason. So now we are so satisfied. We have Usman Speaks 2.0, and 2.0 is also doing good. I just start my channel recent, and I think I have around 500 subscriber and 1,000 watch hours somewhere. So I feel happy. Let's see. Now I think from today I will come more professionally. You know, I try to work more professionally on Usman Speaks 2.0. So let's see what happens.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Congratulations, Mubarak, and you know, inshallah, looking forward to watching more of those videos, and I'm sure one day I'll get an invite to come on. One day, one
Last
day.
time you also talk about this thing on 50K, on Usman Speaks on 50K.
Okay, perfect. Sounds like a plan. I look forward to it. No, thank you very much for being on, Usman. I really appreciate it. It's always really good to speak to you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to, as you said, so much international cricket on. Looking forward to the continuation of the PSL. Looking forward to Pakistan's tour of Zimbabwe, South Africa. So much cricket. So I'm looking forward to that. And yeah, guys, as well, please make sure you go over and check out Usman Speaks, and not just Usman Speaks, but Usman Speaks 2.0. Go and like the videos, go and watch them all, and go and subscribe. Yeah, thank you very much, Usman.
Thank you.